Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. Today I am going to cover my very first uncommon and probably the last uncommon champion that we've ever done here on the channel. I actually want to talk about Outlaw Monk. Outlaw Monk is really the only uncommon champion, in my opinion at least, that you guys can go ahead and upgrade in the early to mid game. And the reason I wanted to cover him is because he is a one-trick pony. You're not going to be using him to farm in the campaign or in any dungeons, really. Maybe a little bit on dragons or really anything that you want to poison, but really it's all about the clan boss. And Outlaw Monk is actually really good against clan boss in the early game, especially when you're kind of new to the game. He is very easy to get because, of course, you can get him with your mystery shards, which you get a ton of for free in the game. As a matter of fact, in the shop, you get them every single day for free. So he's so easy to upgrade because you can get so many duplicates and just use those duplicates to upgrade his skills to max instead of using your rare skill books. I would actually advise you save your rare skill books unless you just don't care. So he's really easy to ascend as well. He's just because he's uncommon, he's super easy to upgrade, okay? And you don't have to worry so much about masteries, although he is better, of course, if you do want to grind up his masteries as well. So let's talk about Outlaw Monk. Why is he so good for an uncommon? Why is he good for clan boss? And again, I would recommend actually putting him as one of your main DPSs early game against clan boss because he can outperform most rares against clan boss in the early and into the mid game. So let's talk about his skills before we talk about his artifacts. So he only has 2 skills, really simple here. And again, don't use your rare skill books, just get duplicates, use your mystery shards, and make sure you're not using him for food, rather use him to upgrade his skills. Right? His duplicates to upgrade skills. So Dagger Throw is his A1, attacks one enemy, has a 25% chance of granting an extra turn, and you can get that up to 25%. The damage is up 5% with the buff. So the extra turn is really valuable because that's going to trigger more of his A2, his Foul Play, which places 2 5% poison debuffs on the target for 2 turns. Now, 5% poison is actually the strong poison on an uncommon. Let's compare it to like a legendary poison. So who's a good legendary poisoner? Nethril is. Look at Nethril's his poison here. It's and it's A1. So attacks one enemy 3 times, has a 30% chance of placing a 5% poison debuff for 2 turns. 5% poison debuff for 2 turns. Legendary, uncommon. So that's why he's good, right? He can actually stack up damage against clan bosses. Now, of course, the elephant in the room here is that he is not built. His stats kind of suck, right? So you need to build him for defense. At least that's how I would recommend building him. So we're going to talk about that in just a moment. But yeah, Dagger Throw, chance to grant an extra turn, and then Foul Play places those 2 5% poison debuffs on the target for 2 turns. Again, guys, the reason I'm making this guide is because I found a lot of people review him, a lot of people use him. You can see 1s or 2s ratings or below 2 everywhere except for a 4.8 in clan boss. So that tells the story of Outlaw Monk in a nutshell. So let's talk about his artifacts. What stats are important on Outlaw Monk? Well, it's attack, it's accuracy, so he's landing those poisons, and of course it's his defense. You need to make him a little bit more hardy, a little bit more robust. Even if you have like an apothecary or somebody to heal him, you might need a little bit more. So I recommend actually giving him, and some speed too. So speed is important on poisoners. So speed, accuracy, attack. I would actually rank it kind of attack percentage, speed, accuracy, defense. That's how I would build him up. And I actually have a pretty decent build on him right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at his total stats real quick before we jump into the gear. So 23k HP, not too bad. 3326 attack, really good. Defense 1927, really good, especially considering he's really weak in pretty much every area out the gate. His speed 96, I have it up to 193. Super solid here. So this is a great build. Granted, I have, you know, max gear on him. So, you know, take it for what it's worth, but he does not need to be fully max geared out. You can get away with, you know, putting him in some lower start gear and just working on, focusing on those kind of categories. Now, his accuracy, actually, I take it back. It's a little low at 84. It's truthfully pretty low, but you're not going to be using him on like Nightmare or Brutal or Ultra Nightmare or Clan Boss. You're going to be using him on the earlier levels of Clan Boss most likely. Although I think that, well, let's not speculate. Let's actually bring him into Clan Boss in just a moment. So again, his gear here. Attack, I wanted to get speed or attack percentage as much as I can, and of course adding that defense would be important too. So on his helmet, I have the accuracy set. Let's just quickly look at the sets. I have an accuracy set on him and a speed set on him. That plus 40 accuracy is really important. And let's go to his shield here. Again, speed on that. Some defense, up 21%. So really solid here on the defense. And then I have attack percentage on his gauntlets. I have defense on his chest. You can switch this up however you want to, but I would recommend you put speed boots on him. So speed boots, and then either attack or defense on the chest, and then attack or defense on the gauntlet. So just switch and make sure you have one attack percentage and one defense percentage. That's how I would recommend building him, but of course, you know, experiment, see what gear you have, see what works best. Obviously, if you're using him, you likely aren't end game, right? So you kind of have to make do with what you have. So he's really easy to ascend as well. Let's see, for jewelry here, I just have an attack ring on him. I have crit damage on the amulet, and I have attack. You could also use accuracy. I think I'd prefer accuracy on the banner, just didn't happen to have one. So there we go, guys. That's how I would recommend building him. His masteries real quick. You want to go down support. You want to work on the accuracy on the support tree here. Accuracy, 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 right, is what you're going to be going for. And of course, ending at Master Hexer to increase the duration of his poisons. Have a 30% chance there. And sniper as well. And then of course, the coup de grace is War Master. You want to make sure you're putting War Master on your Outlaw Monk as your final ability on the final tier here of the offensive tree. Otherwise, just kind of like a normal poisoner. You want to go right down the left-hand side of the offense tree. So that's his masteries there, guys. Again, you can use him without masteries though. Just make sure you're getting like the early ones. Make sure you're putting a little bit of time into getting that crit rate up in the crit damage with Keen Strike and deadly precision, and then making sure you're getting the accuracy on pinpoint accuracy and the charged focus. So I'd recommend at least doing those 4 masteries with him if you're going to be using him. So let's go ahead and take him into battle. What do you say, guys? I hope you've gotten a good feel for why he's good, why you'd even bother upgrading an uncommon champion. Again, this is really the only uncommon that I would recommend giving a try here. By the way, guys, just a quick shout out to my clan. CWA5 is the clan code, clan tag at CWA YouTube. And we have, I think, 2 spots open right now, 200,000 power or greater. I hate to say that. I hate to exclude my viewers, but at the same time, we're getting a lot of applications, so we have to make some decisions on who we're going to let in, and we want to make sure that we're clearing the Brutal and Nightmare every day. We just cleared Nightmare today, so that was really cool to have happen. Now we can start getting those sacred shards, right? All right, guys, so here we go. We're going to go ahead and hope for the best here. I don't have a good Clan Boss aura, unfortunately, and here we're running Vrask, even though it's not a great affinity matchup, just for the heals here, and also Apothecary for the speed. So let's see what happens here, guys. I'm running him in place of Occult Brawler or in place of Nethril, my other poison damage dealers. So let's kind of see what he does, what kind of damage he's putting down, and if he's landing his poisons. I don't think we'll have a problem landing the poisons on him. Of course, Turvold is going to be doing the bulk of his damage, as you guys can see here, or our damage, as you can see here starting out. But he goes there. He is getting those poisons down, so that's nice. As you guys can see from the info screen here, we have 2 poisons landed. Not too shabby to start things out here. So his damage is not going to be incredible. I mean, his damage is going to be decent when all said and done, but just as any other poisoner in the game against Clan Boss, it's not going to be big flashy numbers like we're seeing Turvold here. So he's landing plenty of poisons, and you can see there's just just 5%, 5%, 5%. Now, keep in mind, with poison, this goes for every champion. The reason that poisoners are so good is they're basing that on the enemy's HP. It's not based on their own stats. And that's really good for Outlaw Monk because he doesn't have good stats, right? So as long as you can keep Outlaw Monk alive, he's going to be doing a ton of damage over time, especially considering, again, that he is an uncommon. So let's go ahead and wait to see how this battle plays out here, and I'll show you the end stats when we get to the end of the battle. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm actually going to include what just happened, but he got like 3 extra turns in a row, which is insane on Outlaw Monk, and there's a lot of value in that, and we're kind of wrapping up this clan boss battle anyway. I was just going to wait until the end screen, but as soon as I saw the extra turn, extra turn, extra turn, I was like, wow, that can show you the value. And of course, just based on what I'm seeing here, he's not going to be, like, he's not even going to come close to the damage that Turvold does, but keep in mind, Turvold is a maxed out legendary, void legendary, one of the best damage dealers in the game. So just, you know, obviously he's not going to be able to, and there's another extra turn. You can see it's just like starting to stack up here, and I think you guys are going to be impressed with his numbers, just given the fact that the team around him is certainly way stronger than he is, right? So just in a nutshell, but one final note that I wanted to point out to you guys is I imagine a lot of you who will be running Outlaw Monk and Clan Boss will also have Kale, which is totally fine to run him and Kale together, but be careful if you start adding more debuffers to that crew, right? Because the Clan Boss can only hold 10 debuffs, and keep in mind that Kale and Outlaw Monk will both be stacking poisons the entire battle, so just be very cognizant that if you can notice yourself consistently going or pushing it to 10 or above, those buffs, those poisons will, or those debuffs, excuse me, and those poisons won't be sticking to the Clan Boss, so it kind of negates Outlaw Monk and Kale together. So just be aware of that. It's not to say that you can't run together, but you have to always keep your eye on the debuffs, and as you can see here, we're not really in any kind of danger in this battle. So obviously the damage would have been much higher had we kept going, but look at that, Outlaw Monk with 3 million, of course Turvold with almost 10 million, but Outlaw Monk holding it down there against hard Demon Lord, hard Clan Boss with 3 million, just really, and to me, for an uncommon, really impressive, and you guys can see the value there of Outlaw Monk. Obviously, again, it would have been higher, but we killed the Clan Boss, so we had to stop where we had to stop there. So really interesting champion, Outlaw Monk, and he's really, like I said, for the 3rd time, the only uncommon that I would advise you guys thinking about upgrading. So we got an Immortal Shield with some crit damage on it, and we have a Cruel. It's a common. So, all right. So there we go, guys. That is going to be today's video on Outlaw Monk. Again, the only uncommon champion that I can see myself ever doing a review on. I have some really awesome reviews and a huge Ancient Shard opening video coming for you in the next couple days. Be on the lookout for that, and certainly subscribe if you like the content here. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, take care, guys.